We have Hall of Famer Greg Maddux with us right now. We haven't had you on. We've been looking forward to talking
Oh,
to you.
well, happy to be here.
Yeah, I don't know what you've heard about us, but we've been looking forward to talking to you. We've talked to Glavin, we've talked to Smoltz.
hmm
How is Smoltz at a golf event, by the way, versus Smoltz when you played with him?
It's just like he's pitching. It's like he's starting today. He's kind of the same person. So, yeah, you always have, you're always on a little different level on game day, and that's where he's at right now.
Are you like that too?
I think I'm a little more mellow than Smoltzy. I think I realize I'm here to have fun and enjoy the guys and the golf trip, and Smoltzy's trying to win. It's kind of a different, it's a different beast for the both of us, and uh, I think I'm having more fun than him. That's for sure.
You think?
Yeah.
We had Pavelski on, and he played with Smoltz yesterday.
Uh-huh.
And I said, "What's Smoltz trash talk like?" So have you ever heard Smoltz trash talk?
I've heard him talk a little trash over the years. It's pretty clean. He's he keeps it clean, and he's fun to play with, obviously.
Were you a
What was
trash
he
talk
like
guy?
on What was he
I'm
like on
sorry?
start days? What was Smoltzy like on start days? You mentioned it that he was kind of locked in. What did that look like?
Well, you're just a little bit more serious, with your attitude and your look, the way you walk around the clubhouse and all that, as opposed to the 4 days off. And you can kind of see it on just about every starting pitcher. There's a couple that, you don't notice much of a difference, but there in Atlanta, when it was Smoltzy's turn to pitch, he was definitely moving a little bit quicker and not quite as talkative as he normally is.
And what about you?
I like to just kind of chill out and get in a card game and get the lineup card, look at the lineup card, and kind of go over my notes and play a game of hearts or pluck with the boys.
Did you walk around in your white underwear,
Tidy
shorts?
whities.
No, you didn't. You weren't a tidy whitey guy. You were the long underwear, the old man white.
I had the half size on, maybe. Yeah, I guess hell, the whole team did.
No, I know that's true.
No, I mean,
that's true.
That's what we
Except
did.
Chipper, because didn't Chipper wear like 9 pairs of sliding shorts to make his butt look nicer?
Chipper was He goes, I don't want to slide and get scabbed up for 2 months. So he was very protected in case he had to slide.
Hey,
You
are
said-
you watching? Oh, go ahead, Kratz.
You said you would get the lineup card and you'd take a look at that. It's way more extensive now. Would you have done the more extensive stuff now, or would that have gotten in the way of what made you better?
Well, I mean, I did most of my own scouting. I think the stuff now today is great. I think I would pull bits and pieces of it for sure. I'd love to know if AJ hits, 120 on 2 1 count changeups as opposed to, 420. You get stuff like that. It's pretty valuable. So I think you would pull out the stuff that you think you can actually execute and use it to your advantage.
Wouldn't have helped him, Kratz. Wouldn't have helped him against me. 9 for 17.
That's
Sorry
it.
about it.
That's
9
it?
for 17.
Oh, that's why
My
you
bad.
for this.
I just
yeah.
pulled it up. I was like, but no walks. You didn't walk. You should, at some point, I figured you would have
Well.
intentionally walked me.
Well, you were hitting 8.
Oh, there it is. There it is.
Yeah, but the pitcher was behind me at some point.
Yeah, that's true.
But then again, you probably couldn't have walked because they were throwing it up here. I was swinging it over here.
Then I have to face a leadoff hitter.
And you don't walk. You
That's
don't
what I
wanna
said. He couldn't. That's why he didn't walk me, because he couldn't have physically thrown it far enough outside for me not to swing at it.
That's good. Are you watching the Braves or any other? Do you watch a lot of ball?
I watch a little bit of the Rangers. My brother's over there in Texas. And
Oh.
what do I got?
Wait, he's doing this
So,
for a
Just
reason.
out here to check your heart rate. And listen, Greg.
Oh, I'm getting the warm fuzzy.
Yeah.
Oh, I see.
your brother, and every time he comes to Mountie,
Yeah.
He asks
Yeah.
a lot of the guys about it.
Yeah. We have fun with that at Thanksgiving, holidays. We'll do the run. He's got that run, and we'll do the run, and we try to give him running practice, I think, one holiday, and just so he wouldn't embarrass the family as much. But yeah, he's good, and he's good at what he does, and
he's great at what he does.
I know he's taught me an awful lot about baseball growing up. Being the older brother, and it's always nice to have that resource, in your back pocket when you need a little help. Sometimes your brother's a little bit better than the coaches you got.
So how often do you have conversations about work. Obviously, you're in the fan, but hey,
Yeah.
what's going
I
on?
mean,
What's wrong right now?
We used to talk a lot when we were playing together. That was before all the scouting. And if his team played, say, the Brewers, and our team was playing the Cubs, we'd cross, and I'd give him this Cub report, and he'd give me the Brewer report, and we shared a lot of information, and I think we helped one another out tremendously during our careers.
When you look at baseball now and you see guys like Scooble through the Maddux, is it cool that there's something called the Maddux?
Yeah, it's kind of cool.
It's cool, right?
I mean, you're out of the game for 20 years now, and it gets brought up because somebody did something good. It's pretty cool. And I like watching that guy pitch. That guy can
He's
pitch.
pretty good,
Yeah,
right?
that guy actually pitches.
And he has fun too.
Yeah,
And he talks a little trash.
yeah, I see that.
So I've always wanted to know this. Is it true? Well, I saw all the documentaries, Eddie Perez. The reason you had to call the pitches for Eddie Perez is because he didn't remember what fingers he put down. So that's why I know, because Eddie's Eddie. But this is how I could hit you. Because every time he went like this, he threw me a changeup. So I was like, oh, changeup's coming.
It's probably a fastball. You probably just thought it was a changeup.
But how did you get the ball to move so much? Because you were the originator, really, of the front hip sinker.
Yeah, I was very fortunate in high school. I had a pitching coach that taught me that movement was more important than velocity. And he kind of changed my arm angle when I was, 15, 16 years old to create movement. And that was how I learned. I learned movement was more important than velocity. I learned location was more important than velocity. And I learned changing speeds was more important than velocity. So, for me, it was obviously you want to throw hard, harder the better. But, there's things more important than that in order to get hitters out. And that's the way I was raised and brought up.
Now, some guys won't get noticed if
I understand.
they don't throw hard enough. They feel that. Kids will be like, I don't think I'm going to get a look, because there's just a barometer where they're like, we don't think he's going to be able to throw hard enough, even though he can do a lot of other things.
I understand that part of it. But, in the day I threw hard. I mean, when I came up, I threw hard. I threw hard enough to get drafted. And, I was taught your fastball is going to get you drafted. And if you learn how to pitch, that's how you make your money.
You could throw 95, though, right?
No.
You don't think?
No.
How about with today's radar guns?
Today's radar guns, I might be a tick or two higher, obviously. But, I think, when I was throwing hard, I was, 91 to 93 when I was throwing hard. And
yeah, but it went like this.
Yeah, you get older, you start losing stuff. And
the strike zone was a wee bit wider.
Well, I would like to got the high strike they're getting today. That would have been nice.
Yeah.
We might have got, a couple inches off the plate, and, I'd like to have the foot and a half up too. But, it is what it is. You always adapt to whatever the strike zone is that day. You know how it is. I mean,
true.
I mean, it changes day to day.
Different eras always hate on other eras, whether it's the older guys or the newer guys. Some people are like, well, Greg Maddux, he wouldn't have survived with the ABS system that's coming in next year. How do you think you would have been able to had success with that? Or even, like you just mentioned, with the zone that's called right now?
I mean, I'd like to think I could have adapted to it. I mean, I think if you look at every generation, all the top players were top players for a reason. They during their time, they were able to have a little more success. And, it's just like the pitchers today. I mean, they could have pitched in our era, and 20 years from now, they'll probably say the same thing about them.
You would have been fine. He would have been fine,
Yeah.
Kratzy, because he just would have brought the ball back a little bit more. I mean, he started the sinker off the plate like this far, and it would just – and Charlie O'Brien's back there like this, and he just never moves his glove. Oh, ball's that far off this plate. Strike! The old-time umps. Yeah, okay.
Hey, the other pitcher got it too.
Yeah,
That's one of the things. Everyone says Atlanta, we got more pitches than anybody. And, when you sit there and you watch our games, if we're getting a little bit off the plate, well, the other guy was getting it too. We just threw more there. So I think, we were able to adapt to the strike zone a little bit better than most of the guys we faced. It wasn't like the other guy didn't get it too.
That's true.
we have spoken to hundreds and hundreds of current and former players on this show, and I think you still stand tall as the best prankster in
No.
baseball history. So
I'm not sure where I got that rep at. I really don't.
you've heard it. You've heard it many times, though,
Well,
right? I mean, you must have had at
You
least
know.
you just had a few good ones that were like those all timers, and people
Well.
just kept talking about them.
I think over the years, guys like to embellish, to be honest with you. You know how that goes. The older I get, the funnier it was or whatever. And yeah.
You are a jokester though. Like I know you're playing it down right now, but you are, because you put the glasses on. If someone saw you walking down the street, they'd have no idea that you were a Hall of Fame pitcher with 350 wins.
Yeah.
But
It's
you're
true.
you're a jokester.
But I like to have fun. Yeah.
There's a jokester too, so
Yeah.
it must run in the family.
He's sick. He's the sick one of the family.
He's the sick one.
Yeah, he's the sick one. I mean, everything I learned, he taught me.
Right, and he's still got it going in the game
Yeah.
today. That's
Yeah.
true.
All right, so we got to ask Tony Gwynn, toughest guy for you to get out. 415, 107 plate appearances, 0 strikeouts.
Yeah. I struck him out once and the ump didn't call it. I thought I got him, and I think the ump kind of didn't give it to me. But the best pure hitter, obviously. I mean, if a single's going to beat you, that's the guy you didn't want up. But I think obviously Barry was hands down the best, during the time.
You
Sheffield,
handled Barry okay.
because I walked him all the time. But yeah, I mean, you pretty much had to pitch to Tony because he hit second. And, Tony Gwynn was cool because he's a guy that, how you beat lineups and not hitters. That was like the first time that you have to learn that when you face the Padres because, you got to find your 27 outs and they're not going to be with Tony. So, you better make sure you get the guys out in front of him and after him, and then you got a pretty good chance to win.
Is the story about, was it Bagwell? That story is correct.
Yeah.
About you gave up a homer to get him later.
It's not that you're trying to give up a homer. You're trying to throw a pitch that he might be looking for to try to keep him there. I always thought hitters remember success, and if they have success off you, that's what they're going to remember. And that's probably where their eyes are going to be looking during the game.
That's smart, because when I first came up, I had the backup catcher was a guy named Tom Prince.
Mm-hmm.
And he used to tell me,
Remember
hey,
him?
every once in a while, if there's 2 outs, nobody on, you have a really good hitter, you're not right to the stuff to get them out. You kind of give them a little something early in a series, early in a game, like you said, to get them excited. Like, oh, they are going to throw me a sinker in where I crush it every once in a while. And he's like, yeah, do it with 2 outs and nobody on. You have a lead, just so when you need to go to the slider, you haven't used it yet. And then when I heard that story, I was like, oh, that's where that came from.
Yeah. I mean, you remember success. I mean, shit, I remember my first home run. That was 30 years ago. I mean, it was a hitter middle end.
Chicks dig the long ball.
Yeah.
That's right.
You don't forget stuff like that. It's like making a hole in one.
Greg, you were, and I'll say this with all due respect, you were only an all-star 8 times. I had no idea. That is a crazy number to me. How, during those times, do you feel like you were slighted a couple times? I mean, we're talking, this is a 4-time Cy Young Award winner and only an 8-time all-star.
Not really. I mean, pitchers had to earn it. We weren't voted in by the fans. We got picked. And, the best, 6 or 7 starting pitchers that had the first half were the ones going in. I think, I don't think I ever really felt slighted, by not being selected. All-star games are fun. They're exciting to go to, but it's also kind of cool to have the 3 days off as well. And it is what it is. No, I don't feel slighted at all.
Yeah, you're in the Hall of Fame. You did okay.
Yeah.
Yeah,
They were also
First ballot
half the
Hall of
All-Stars
Famer,
back
355 wins.
then. They were half the pitcher all-stars back then because they pitched.
No, I know.
Now they don't pitch, most of them.
Now
So
there's
then it's
92 All-Stars.
Here's another one. Here's another one. Here's another one. Yeah. Well, Greg, thank you so much for the time.
Thank
Great
you.
to see you. Good luck out there. Have
Thank
fun.
you. Appreciate it.